Live from inside Porsche, Colorado Springs, it's the First Dibs podcast with our hosts, John Deisty and Justin Underwood. Buckle up and let's go for a ride.
Let's just let that intro music chill a little longer for Steve. What do you think?
Yeah, I like
Is
it.
that pretty good? Mm-hmm. Ooh, there's a chord change. Ooh, it's back.
Starts over again. I like it.
Yeah. Welcome back, everybody.
Yes.
It's Friday night and we're late. So,
We're late if you can't.
So that's what happens, and it's okay. I think we had a good day.
Yeah, we had a good day.
Lupe just asked me if I was getting my ass kicked all day,
Yeah.
and I was not. But I was busy.
Yeah.
So
No,
it
you're
was,
busy.
it was a good thing. Got to drive some Cayenne,
Yep.
and it's, you know how Porsche lets us do our dealer employee lease program. Mm-hmm. It paid off today because
Okay.
I got to talk about the difference between the 19 through 23 generation and then the
Yes.
2024 generation of car. Just with the shifter moving, is that a good thing?
Is it?
I think so. I like
Yeah.
it. It frees up some extra space on the interior, gives you the refrigerated charging port area, which you couldn't do if the shifter was still in the middle.
Right.
So I think it's great. Did I say what we are?
The First Dibs podcast?
Yeah.
From inside Porsche, Colorado Springs?
Yes,
Kinda.
kind of. That's Justin and I'm John. I think we're going to have a lot of new listeners today.
I think so too.
because we've been all over the place.
We have been.
We were at the Electrify Expo
That's right.
and showing off our Cayenne Turbo SE Hybrid
That's right.
coupe with the lightweight sport package
Right.
and houndstooth seats.
That is a ball of car.
That was cool. We did a little acid green wrap on it.
Yep.
Those of you that posted on our comment or our Instagram post could have a chance to win a Black Eyed Pea gift card for
That's
your
right.
comment today. So hopefully you got like the way that looked. That's down at Pikes Peak International Raceway now.
Yes.
With our race car, the GT4 Club Sport.
Club Sport.
That ran up Pikes Peak a few times with
Yes.
us, right? That's Tanner Faust
Yes.
and a Johnny Lieberman
Yep.
and Hutton McKenna
That's right.
car. So it's got race provenance.
Yeah. It's podiumed a couple times.
Yeah, I think that's pretty sweet. Speaking of race cars, though, Jeff Zwart's Colorado Hill Climb Championship car,
Yeah.
I think out of everything we've ever had come through the dealership, that's the one I would want to buy.
It's cool. It's definitely
what
one of
a-
the most fun cars.
What a rugged, awesome thing. Sounds great. It's a 997-2, I think,
I think
cup
so.
car, but built for hill climbs and dirt running,
Yeah, right. Off-road hill
off-road
climb.
stuff. Yeah, so it's like, it's not a Dakar,
No,
but it probably does things that Dakars don't do. Do you see how dented that wheel was? Yeah. I mean,
Yeah, it's
I think
gotta be
it ran over a boulder.
a few times. Yeah,
Yeah.
It's got to be an incredibly strong wheel.
What a
that's on the
thing.
car.
Yeah. So,
Jason told me one of the hardest things about that car right now is that the rocker panels, they don't make them anymore, and I think they got the very last one that was on the shelf at Porsche for Jeff's car last year. And I mean, it's not like it's going to prevent the car from running, having it there, but it is an important piece for it. So that's become an issue where Jason looks at that after every race, as far as, hey, making sure that that's not damaged badly if it's going to get ripped off, because he's trying to work on a solution for it already.
needs an exo cage.
Right? Yeah. Right. Yep. Exactly. Got some late passerbys.
Yeah, look at that.
Yeah, coming and hanging out. But that is a super cool, like really fun car. You'll see that on his Instagram very recently.
It's got like cartoon bubbles popping up and
Yeah, almost like a comic.
yeah, comic book style. Yep, that thing is sweet. And it's a new livery. It's got the gold Pegasus this
Right.
year. I think it was red last year.
I think so.
So that thing, that'd be the one. You know, I think if you look back at the big dollar cars, they have some kind of race provenance.
Yeah.
And not maybe the current generation of cars, because a lot of those are, you know, you can't drive a, 2001 Michael Schumacher F1 car on the street. Right. That's just totally not going to happen. And to run it, I don't know how many people it takes.
Yeah.
But probably more than I have.
Right. Yes.
But, you know, some of this stuff, like you used to be able to drive your car to Le Mans and win.
Yeah.
And I think you can't quite do that with Zwart's Cup car, but he's trailering it to these races and he's competitive or at least having an absolute ball.
For sure.
And what a cool thing is that to have this piece of Porsche history that's actually been raced, you know, and used in a totally unique way. That car to me, it's not for sale.
Right.
So don't call me. But
well, you can call John.
you can call Nancy. She needs somebody to chat with. Should we give out her cell phone?
No.
Okay. But to me, something like that would be so sweet to own. And the fact that you could really use it for stuff would be pretty awesome.
Yeah.
So,
But the wheel's going to shake.
how many spares do you think he's got for that thing?
I don't. Ask him.
I bet he's got some spares.
Yeah. Ask him. I just like the rig that he carries it around in.
Oh, it's perfect.
That's such a cool
it's like
truck.
a one-person
Yeah.
race team.
Yeah. I didn't know those things existed.
Yeah.
But
It's a ramp side. Is that what you call it?
I don't know. It's a pickup truck that's been converted into a big box that you load cars in and out of. Which,
But
that's not a good way to describe
You drive in and out.
it. Right.
Yeah, so it's a drive-up trailer that holds a race car.
Yeah,
but it's only the size of a big pickup.
Yeah, and we're not describing it very well, but it is a one-man operation. I mean, the whole thing, it's super cool, and it's outfitted. I mean,
Maybe we should start building those.
well, there's a company that does build them. Actually, from what I understand, he's tried to get a new one.
Yeah.
And it's hard.
I thought they weren't doing them anymore. I thought that was the problem.
Maybe that is what the
So let's start building them.
Okay, we're on it.
Yeah. I think we could do that. How hard could it be? That's the Top Gear line, right? How hard could it be? John and Justin build a race truck.
Right. Right. Yeah. We'll give it a shot. Jeez, way off track. Did we have any business to talk about today?
I thought that's what we were doing.
We need to get back to the QVC for cars.
Yeah, I think that's what our listeners deserve and come here for
sure.
is us chatting about stuff because maybe they already own one,
Yeah.
but then they get to hear us talk about how much we love their car. And or maybe it gives them an idea of something that, I didn't know that's what I needed.
Right.
So I think that's what we should get back to. I think Hill Climb week and month threw us off our game.
Yep.
But we had been drifting a little bit before then. We got too big for our britches.
Yeah.
I think we're not that interesting, but our cars are. So,
And the people we talk to are pretty interesting.
the people are great, and that's why we can get a little off track.
We were going to talk about some new sports cars that we have in inventory, but John sold them.
I did.
So, which we still do have sports cars, new ones that are in inventory.
I drove the ice gray Carrera S over to pick up our food for this evening.
That's a pre-owned car.
Yeah, it's a pre-owned car. It's a pre-owned 2024 with 3,500 miles on it. And
Pretty car.
one of the people at the restaurant saw it and was like, "Oh wow, what's that?" It's like, "Oh, it's a 911." Oh, what year? 2024. Oh, so it's brand new? No, it's used. It's got 3,500 miles on it. They were just like, "Huh?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?" Yep. But what a thing! You know that car. PDK, all the cool painted bits, sport design package, sport chrono, black and Bordeaux interior. That car is all the car anyone would ever need. Oh. And you would, you could be a McInnes and put 75,000 miles on that thing.
Right.
And you would go out to your garage and look at it and just be like, wow.
Yeah.
I can't believe I still have that thing.
For sure.
It's just delightful.
It's a beautiful car.
And every time I drive one PDK, I get warped a little bit and lean towards that dark side, and it's just
Being PDK.
PDK. Yeah, it's just better. It's better. It's faster. It's smoother. It's easier. It's better than I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I had to bet right now on my first 911 being manual or PDK, I would bet on manual because I can't afford something PDK. But if it takes me another couple years, if I ever got to order a new one, I kind of think PDK might be the trigger I pulled.
It's pretty
which
cool.
is crazy for me to be saying that out loud.
Sure.
So, yeah.
I drove my pickup to Wyoming.
Oh, there you go.
A couple days off that I took here this week.
How'd you do for mileage?
Who knows?
Oh.
You
don't track that stuff?
No, not really. I mean,
right.
once in a while, I'll get kind of curious, but I drove my pickup, which is a manual transmission. And my logic was I didn't know what the weather condition was going to be. And so I figured taking the truck would be a little bit nicer. Would I trade that out for a PDK? Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, granted, once you're on the highway, you're not shifting, necessarily. But still, it makes, like you say, it does everything better.
Yeah.
And I don't think having PDK necessarily disconnects you from the driving
Nope,
experience.
not at all. Nope.
So, I mean, doing canyon carving,
I do
all that
think
stuff,
there is. I don't think it's less than, but I think the manual is more.
I get that.
Right. I think the PDK is so good that it's not hurting my experience. But I think if I didn't have auto rev matching on and I hammered on the brakes and I figured out how to move my foot sideways and blip up a throttle and then I nailed the downshift perfectly.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That's pretty cool.
But that would probably cost me a couple clutches
Maybe.
to figure out how to do
Right.
that right.
Yeah. It's been a long time, but I think Jay Leno, he still writes an article for, what is it? Popular Mechanics?
Yeah, I think that sounds right.
But anyway, this again, long time ago. But one of the things that stuck out about an article that he wrote in one of those magazines, he was pointing out as far as something that he really appreciated about whatever car he was talking about or cars in general was there's a little bit of difficulty, right, to doing them, which made it more fun, to him. Like when you get in a car, and there are cars out there that had 4 pedals, in them, and I think I've seen one, and this would be it's really old,
And we're not talking parking brake, clutch, brake, gas.
No, I mean there was function,
Yeah.
to it, but it's that type of, it's so mechanical, and you've got it. Well, even in the old cars, right, when you had to know how timing works.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
And so you got to,
as you accelerate, you
rotate the dial on the steering wheel just to get the thing started. I think that is pretty cool to have that mechanical, ingenuity in your brain to you understand what's happening in order to make it work. And you got to think. So I think it just makes you better, right? It just makes you a little smarter. And as far as having those things that add that level of difficulty to it, it just makes you more aware.
Do you think it would be harder for someone from 1900 to drive one of today's cars, or for somebody that was 16 today to drive a car from 1900?
So being a father of 2 16-year-olds, current 16-year-olds, I can guarantee you that the person from 1900 can drive today's car and a 16-year-old from today cannot drive a car from 1900.
Okay, so now here it is. All you do is hand them the key.
Oh.
Same question.
The person from 1900 is still going to figure it out.
Figure it out faster?
Yeah.
Okay.
For sure.
Yeah. I don't know if I could drive a car from 1900.
Yeah, I don't
There's
know.
probably a petcock to stop the gas.
Right.
How are you going to find that?
356s. Yeah, they got them under the dash.
Yeah. So.
No, that's a good question, though. Because today, I guess we look at things as in today, they've made things very easy, right, to do.
A lot of it is, but some of it's not.
Reality, in the techies stuff, it's not easy. And that's why, I mean, let's say our great grandparents, they don't want to deal with a cell phone. Oh, that fangled thing, that's too difficult.
Yeah.
Who wants to use that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's easy, Grandpa.
Yeah, true.
Look at it. You just touch it.
Yeah.
No.
I had to write down, I remember that specifically, like my grandparents got a new TV and they couldn't figure out how to watch their VCR.
Right.
And so I literally like drew a picture of their remote and like labeled steps on how to switch between the two. And I would get calls from them like, John, I did it all right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It says input 3.
Right. Yeah.
Like,
oh, dude.
just push the input button. It's not doing anything. Aim it at the TV.
Remote controls. I love my parents, and they come and they'll stay with me from time to time, and because going to kart races or dance recitals or something like that. And in the past, there had been once or twice where when I get home, hey, what'd you guys do today? Yeah, we tried turning on to watch a movie, and I'm like, oh my God, I can hear it, and before the words come out describing it, and I just think, oh my God, and it would end with, so we just left it off. Oh,
yeah.
Shit.
So I think that's
got to figure out how to redo this.
That's interesting because how long would it take somebody to learn that they had to put their foot on the brake to start a car?
Oh well, I see people do that today, right?
Or clutch in.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's probably more likely for a 1900s person to know they had to push the clutch.
Right.
But, yeah.
Yep. No, I do see that today. So,
how do I turn off the parking brake?
Oh, yeah. Yep. Yeah. No, the tech stuff is difficult. It is difficult. We think it's easy, but it's not. Huh. That's pretty cool. I like that.
That's a good show.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. When do you want to? What we were going over the from last week.
The answers. I think we should do that at the end.
Okay.
So probably
you gotta
5-10 minutes here. But no, we do have some new cars. We have that. I don't think we talked about the black 37-mile GT4.
Yeah, because we're not allowed to. But go ahead.
Really?
No.
The 537 miles. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. No, we can talk about it.
Yeah.
We can't advertise it.
No, we're not. This is not advertising. This is two idiots sipping on Palomas and wine.
Right. But yes, you're right. We have a black GT4.
Yeah. I got to do a video on that today.
Wait, is this the car that you didn't know was here?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I thought I walked by it and I thought it was one of the black spiders.
Yeah,
I didn't. Yeah, it just got totally snuck in and popped up and it was available. And yeah, it's got 537 miles on it. I think it was part of the VIP program, is my guess, where it is probably not really ever left the dealership too much. But I'm sad that Porsche stopped making those.
Yeah.
And, that the whole experience is all winding down, I think is, I'm excited for the future, but, those are just, they're great and they're special. And all you have to do is sit in it and start it. And it just instantly feels right. That thing, it's black. I think it's metallic black. And it's got bucket seats and full leather and racing yellow stitching and racing yellow door pulls. Blacked out exhaust tips, blacked out Porsche logo and GT4 on the back. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
And one of those cars that kind of like Jeff's race car. That car is going to go down in history as one of those awesome things.
Yeah.
And for the people that get to own them and experience them now, like how cool is that?
Right.
I think, 20, 30 years from now, people will be looking back at them as just fantastic pieces of automotive history.
Right.
But, can you imagine owning like a Ferrari 275 GTB in 1960X?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah.
And that's, similar to what this stuff is now, is just kind of pinnacles of performance and driver engagement and beauty and all of that. And you're the guy that gets to have it in the garage and go zip it around.
Yeah.
Man, we're pretty lucky to be able to do this, aren't we?
Yeah. And then tell stories in 30 years about how you regret getting rid of it.
Yep.
So,
so you should get rid of it so you can tell those stories.
Right.
They're not as, the better story is, man, I'm so bummed I owned one and I let it go.
Right.
Not, I still have it. Yeah, fuck you. You know,
Right.
rub it in. Yeah. Yeah, I still have it. Yeah. Original owner. Yep. 500,000 miles on it.
Right.
Yep. Uh-huh.
Right.
Yeah. Do you want to see my blue one? Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's the coupe version.
Right.
It's got an
Yep.
automatic.
Yeah.
My green one's got a manual.
Speaking of driving or not driving a car, I got an email. I think it came in this morning about it's a gentleman on the East Coast that wants to sell his 911. And anyway, when I plugged it into my appraisal system, I've looked at it before, actually just over a year ago, say
Okay.
a year and a month ago.
Okay.
In a year and a month's time, the car has acquired fewer than 500 miles.
Okay. What is the car?
It's a 2021 now. It's a 2021. I think it's a Carrera S, if I remember right.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, how many miles does a 2020? So it's acquired less than 500 miles in the last year. So how many miles are on it total?
All right. So in Colorado, it'd be 15,000 miles would be average.
Right.
But we're going to say it didn't drive that in the last year. So now we're going to say it has 10,500. And because the guy wasn't driving it that much, I'm going to say that car has 6,273 miles.
You're more than double.
Wow.
It's got less than 3,000 miles on it.
How do you do that? Talk about discipline or
yeah,
people that are just way busier than me.
Yeah, busy. You got other choices. Your daily driver is a Subaru, and you only take your 911 out for your special occasions or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
That's fine.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That's totally cool.
I appreciate that because, talking about maybe me having a 911 someday, this whole show is just my my therapy session. Yeah. Like me talking about what's wrong in my life. And luckily the only thing is a car, right. I mean, talk about having a good life. But I think, I don't know that I would want to, I really want to have a 911 as my everyday everything all the time thing. But I think to be fair to the car, I almost think I should keep a daily driver and a winter beater. Something to drive in the bad weather and all winter long.
Sure.
Just not because a 911 can't do it, but because sometimes I think it shouldn't.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's fair.
So,
Yeah.
so I appreciate having a Subaru in the back to run too.
No, for sure. But yeah, you say, I mean, that's good discipline, to not take it out.
I really do appreciate our buddy Ryan from steering committee and his the road show. I don't know if I'm supposed to say that yet, but it's out. So
is it?
Well, it's not out yet. I think it's out tomorrow. They're trying to take our Fridays, trying to take our weekend listen crew business. But he doesn't want to put garbage miles on his car,
Sure.
and commuting, I think can be argued as garbage miles. They're not those epic drives you remember with friends. It's just going to and from work. And does it make your drive to and from work better? 100%.
Right.
But, well, it's just the same thing over and over and again. So
before I forget, I'm going to go backwards to this car that I looked at a year ago, a year and a month ago. Fewer than 500 miles added on in that time frame. What 2021 Carrera S Coupe? What? Maybe
how much did that cost?
Maybe it's a Forest. Yes. What has changed as far as the valuation? What has changed in a year and a month's time for a 2021? It's a 4S Carrera 4S Coupe. How much?
$5,000.
$0. Yeah, that's crazy.
That's shocking coming out of an acceleration of values for pre-owned and new everything, let alone Porsche.
Right. Now, what I can tell you based on what I do here every day is that if this gentleman is to wait, let's just call it, if I'm trying to jog my memory, let's just say 6 months, like 6 to 9 months from now.
Yep.
It will change drastically. And more than 5,000, it will be somewhere closer to $10,000 difference. And where I'm basing that off of is that I'm sticking to my guns with a lot of these cars are not coming back to Porsche dealerships when they're off of warranty. And there's a huge difference with a car that's got certified warranty and a car that doesn't.
Yep.
And so when this car, being a 2021, it was a kind of a late delivery. So it's going to be coming out of warranty here. It's in the 6 to 9 months, I believe. So if he doesn't sell it to us now, when he hits me up in a year, it's going to be a drastic difference.
That makes sense. Yeah.
So, I mean, it's if you're watching, it's up to you.
Yeah.
Right? It's knowing, like, or at least like looking at what I look at every single day, take advantage of it now. This really is a scenario where your trade's not going to be worth more than it is today, right?
Well, those days are dead.
Yeah.
That was 2020 and a half through 2022 and a half.
Yeah.
Right. And then everybody got caught up. We didn't have the COVID shortages and factory delays, and people were getting back to work and finding reality again. So the world is back to normal, but it's great news to know that things are that solid on them right now. Yeah.
Yeah. I was really surprised by that. So I thought I was going to have to deliver some unfortunate news.
Yeah. No. All right. Well,
anyway,
look at that.
So coming back forward, we were talking about our buddy and his new show, and like you said, the garbage miles.
Yeah,
on his car.
I just respect that. You know, it's to be able to have something that is special and treat it special. You know, that's super cool. So good job.
I don't know why that just put into my brain, but coming up next month, we may have to reorganize a couple things with here as far as what we have going on.
Like recording on Fridays?
Not necessarily that. I mean, we can change that, but not necessarily that. So I guess it's the Navy, in a way, is having an event way up in Broomfield.
Yeah. Saturday, Sunday?
It is just Saturday.
Okay.
August 10th, Saturday. It goes from 9 to 2 o'clock. It's the more I've learned about it, it's pretty interesting. And we're so lucky here that our clientele, they're really into what we do, and they're really into helping if there's any kind of a benefit attached to it. And so we're able to convince a couple of local clients to donate their beautiful classic Porsches to put on display at this event. It's going to be on display. We have a 356 Speedster that's been pretty much redone here in the last few years.
That thing was pretty...
It's awesome. And then we've got a really, really nice, 99.9% all original 74 911.
73 and a half.
You're right, 73 and a half. Yep, 911. Both of those cars are going to be on display with Tom Cruise's P-51 Mustang as part of this event. And then there's other current modern fighter jets that are going to be there. So it's pretty cool. And why I say that we may have to kind of reorganize is that that is supposed to be the day of our Classic K at the museum.
Oh.
However, we were turned down.
What?
For using the venue due to conflict of schedule with some other things that are happening. And what I didn't know is that the museum actually works in collaboration with a couple automotive sponsors. And so that's like another thing that's a little bit goofy, like that's hard for them to do, at least for us. So anyway, so I may have to kind of shift some of that stuff around, or we'll just shift venues and stick to our original plan. But I think the Top Gun 2024 piece that's happening up in Broomfield should be kind of cool. Should be pretty interesting. So, anyway.
What if we do Luft Peak?
Where would you do that?
In the pit area for hill climb.
Oh.
Take over that parking lot.
Do you think classic cars will make it there okay?
Yeah, that's only 9,000 feet.
Oh, yeah, that's not bad.
Yeah.
They'll get there slowly. That'd be kind of cool. That would be kind of cool.
You can't call it Luft Peak.
No.
But we could call it Patrick Long and Jeff Zwart present Porsche Colorado Springs Classic K on the peak.
On the peak. Yeah. That's a long title. But so
it's important.
It is important.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
The Broadmoor presents the Pikes Peak International Hill Climb, presented by Gran Turismo, the 100th running. That's a pretty long.
That's very long.
It's a pretty long title too.
Yeah.
So
And then Porsche is also, I mean, they have their reasons why, but they, you know, in the evolution of things, all things Porsche is, we are required to incorporate the classic shop with all of our classic events. And so that adds like another level of,
can they just drop by to have their tire pressures checked?
I think so, as long as we get a picture of it,
Yeah.
right? You know, to prove that they were here. But we give a tour of our classic shop. It makes so. I guess we've talked about this before, but Porsche is more or less, they've done just about anything that they can think of to remove any kind of creativity from the dealership.
Here's what we do. All right. Clearing out both showrooms, clearing out both shops, filling it with classics, all of it.
Okay.
We do that on Saturday night after close. And then Sunday, we're open to the public. Not for selling cars, just for a car show at the dealership. Everything modern is off the lot.
Wow.
We hide it somewhere. And the showrooms are just full of classic cars. And there's a placard under the tire that tells you about it. And some of them are in the shop and up on lifts with velvet ropes, so you can't stand under it, but so you can see under the car.
That's pretty cool. I really like that idea.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
Can't do it. All right, fine.
It's a little bit of an undertaking.
Oh, it's total undertaking.
Although we could definitely get the service department to, key in on that. But I like it. I like it being on a Sunday, but what time of day would you have to do it on a Sunday? Car shows happen on Sundays all the time.
It would be an open house, and we would be open from 10
Like to 2.
to 2.
10 to 2. I like that idea. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. We could work on that. That could come together pretty quick.
I think that, getting the cars all off the lot's going to be the hard part. Like, where do we put them since
That
we
would be tricky.
don't have anywhere to put them? But if you're doing it on a Sunday, I mean, those guys would let us probably take over that whole lot.
Yep. Yeah.
So there's,
I don't know.
There you go. You get that one free.
All right,
Next
cool.
one's $20.
Thanks, John.
We've been talking about doing that for a long time, though. Just filling the showroom with just classics, both up and down.
Right.
And in the middle lot, you could have like VIP parking, where if you weren't in the show, you could park in there if you had something that was a classic and you were just showing up. And then in here, it could be by application, right? And you apply to do this. We've got 50 spots inside to put cars between the buildings.
Right.
And maybe we'd get a terracotta Speedster.
Yeah.
Maybe we'd get a 959. I don't know. Maybe we'd get a CGT. Maybe we'd get a GT1.
That's kind of cool.
To just spill this place over. And if people are displaying their cars that are worth that, but we know you're dropping it off at 6 o'clock on Saturday, it's going to be inside. We're going to park it there, and then it's not moving.
Right.
That's a lot easier than displaying it down at the museum for a few hours.
Yeah.
Because
Weather.
people, whatever.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Have it at the dealership. That's the whole goal. And we'll curate it.
I like it. All right. I'll start working on it.
Who should we assign that to? Nancy's not doing shit right now. Right? Nancy, stay on your butt and plan this car show for us.
Yeah. I like this whole brainstorming thing, and then we just assign it to other people. I like that. Genius.
It's called being the boss. So it's not me, but I think people would really appreciate that, though.
totally.
Like to have people would come down from Denver. Our buddies with Shift Magazine, they could blow that out for us
For sure.
and it would be a way to bring people down for something that was totally different, right? Like having a car show outside and have stuff that happens, and to have museums that have cool cars, that happens. But to have a curated thing that we had here of just these ultra special cars, we could sell tickets.
Yeah, right.
I mean, not to make money, but to make sure that the experience was right for people, so it wasn't overwhelmed.
Yeah,
right. We could bus people in from the Broadmoor.
Ooh, yeah. Or yeah, they would bus people.
That's what I mean. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
All right. Well, we'll start planning. We'll see what we can do.
And when do you want to do it? End of September. When do we have to have it? Do we have to do 2 events?
We have to do minimum 2 events a year. We've already done 1, which I'm going to redo that anyway.
What was that?
Better. That was our swap meet.
Oh.
I'm going to move it back inside, and we're going to do it during the winter months.
What about a drive?
We're going to do that too
Okay.
this year. We are going to do a rally.
Why don't we do that on the 10th and go up to the thing in Boulder?
It's because the thing in Broomfield is from 9 to 2,
early.
and it's tickets. It's kind of expensive to go, but it should be worth it.
Yep.
Yeah. No, the drive. So ideally, we want to show off our classic restoration car, put it on a truck, send it out to Car Week,
Yep.
the Works reunion, bring it back, and then shortly thereafter do a drive. Is kind of the idea.
So that's
That way we could get everything done while the weather's still good.
end of August, early September.
So yeah, August car show,
Yep.
and then sometime early September rally, drive. That would be the idea. And then I'm thinking either late January, very early February is our next swap meet, but inside.
Yep.
When there's nothing going on.
Yeah.
You got nothing better to do. It's cold outside. Pack it all in.
Yeah. I like that.
So now that everyone knows some of the ideas that are floating around out there.
Not to swing it back to our buddy Ryan, but what he always said he liked about our show was that you got an inside look at what happened at a dealership.
Sure. Although this is not normal. This is that you're getting an inside look at what happens at Porsche Colorado Springs.
Sure. Yeah, and the 10 other Porsche classic partners that have chats about this.
Yeah, right.
But
the requirements, all that stuff. No, that's a good point. It is fun to give people a sneak peek, and I still think we need to give people a sneak peek at the inventory that's coming through.
yeah, that's well. Let's make that commitment. So between today and next Thursday, what we need to do is track every car that comes in and pick our 2 favorites and put them there and there. Oh, this is hard. We're in inspection season.
Oh yeah, right. Here's another thing for insiders.
Everybody's trying to mess with our mojo.
Right. Yeah, exactly. So once a year, we have to go through a mandatory, it's MI inspection. It's maintenance initiative inspection. So basically this is the compliance inspection from Porsche. This is why we joke around. There's someone that will come by to take a look at things, and they judge everything from the kind of toilet paper we use to how clean the glass is and everything in between. And that's not a joke, right? I mean, they take pictures of the bathroom. They take pictures of offices. They take pictures of business cards, letterhead, envelopes, smudges on the wall. Do you have the right kind of artwork hanging up? Is the TV on? Can you reach and touch the remote? What kind of beverages do you have? What kind of snacks do you have? Is the coffee machine on? Is the sink dirty? Are there things hanging out that you can see? Are there grasshoppers? Are there dead Miller moths, laying around? You name it. It's everything. And they take minimum 3 photos from every single corner of the building. And I mean every single corner. Inside the showrooms, they take pictures outside the building. They look to see how dirty the signage is if it's been raining or something. The pieces of the concrete, right? How black are the stripes for the parking lines? Is everything identified? Customer parking signs, service parking signs. However, they limit the size that you're allowed to use, so no one sees them. right? You can't have Porsche crests anywhere anymore because they've more or less omitted the Porsche crest from everything. So we had to redo all of the window stickers in cars because their window sticker form had a Porsche crest at the top of it, but now it doesn't. So that gets redone. It's everything.
Yeah.
I mean, and then we joke around, it has to look like nobody works here. And that's not necessarily 100% true, but it's very close to it. Printers, you can't have a printer that's exposed. You can't, if you're walking through the dealership, you can't see a printer. Well, we have a finance office, right? And they use a printer quite often. We print paperwork, we print Carfaxes, we print build sheets, we print stuff all day long, but you can't see it. You're not allowed to see it.
I handwrite my Carfaxes.
Do you? They're more accurate that way. But anyway, so it's actually kind of a stressful time just because it somewhat feels like you can't do your normal day-to-day operation as far as you're just waiting for this random. It's not an announced visit, right? It's not a planned, scheduled thing. It's sometime between, well, we already started. So it was July 8th all the way up until the middle of October, right? This inspector could show up at any time.
Yeah.
And they just start kind of running through, taking pictures. They may ask a couple questions as far as to identify where a delivery bay is, stuff like that. But they go in the shop, in the showrooms. I mean, you name it. It's everywhere. And it's quite important, right? If for us to we've been one of the top dealers in the country as long as I've been here. And as long as we need to maintain that, then we have to uphold all those things, not only our reputation, but our facilities, which is important.
I just want the business cards.
Right. Which you did order them.
Right? No, but when we win, we get a sleeve of business cards that say we're winners. And it's important.
Yeah. Yeah. No, absolutely. Yes, it's very important. And it's very important to us. It's very important to Joe and Don and everybody that's affiliated. So,
well, I didn't come here to like be okay.
No.
And I don't think any of us did. No. So we know we're not just okay, but we need also Porsche to be like, yeah, you guys got it.
For sure.
That's an important part of the process too.
Yeah. No, exactly. Like we've talked about, our CPO stuff, the inspections, that's the bare minimum. And we do more than the bare minimum. And so to your point about this maintenance initiative inspection, that's the bare minimum, and we do better than the bare minimum. So it is good. It's just kind of a good refresher, and it's good to have a little bit of anxiety around it because obviously that means you care.
Yeah,
and it's important. So if you didn't care, then you're not going to do well. So
yep, pretty true.
But anyway, so for those of you that do get to see us, from time to time, more frequently, whenever you come in, if it feels like no one's here, that's kind of what you're noticing. So anyway,
less homey.
Yeah, right. Yeah, very cold steel. And we'll have a new we'll have a new...
We're going to have a podcast
We're going to have a studio.
We're going to have a podcast lounge, and that's going to be amazing.
Yeah. Kind of forced by Porsche, but paid for by the dealership.
Yeah.
So that's coming hopefully before the end of the year. That should be interesting.
I'm excited. I want like supple brown leather with like baseball stitching.
Right.
And maybe, you know how they have those sequin shirts where you can swipe up and it does one thing and down and it does the other? Yeah. I want that, but I want it to be the Porsche crest. And if you swipe down, it's the new modern Turbinite, yeah. And if you swipe up, it's the classic.
Yeah, right. That's pretty cool. Yeah,
let's make those.
That would be pretty cool.
That is how I get my first 911. We just make those pillows.
Except you just told everybody about it.
No one's going to get off their ass. Right? If they do, I'll buy one. Right. But honestly, that's not going to happen. But people did get off their asses to comment on our post.
That's right.
So I think let's read some of our favorites. And then, first of all, mileage per gallon update.
Oh, on the
current tank of gas on our Cayenne hybrid. Keep in mind, Marcus had to scan it, and when he was scanning it, he had to have the car on.
Okay. So what is it? What's your average?
My average mileage since I refueled it last.
Is this MPGE?
This is miles per gallon. This is how many miles have I gone divided by how many gallons of gas have I used.
Oh,
over the last, I've driven it for 24 hours. Mm-hmm. At an average of 24 miles an hour, plugging it in religiously overnight.
74.6 miles per gallon.
That'd be pretty good. 102.3.
What? Get out.
Nope.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Isn't that wild?
102.3?
Yeah. That's our current on this tank. On this tank. Yeah. Our total over the whole course of it, because for the first couple of weeks we had it, the garage was full of shit and we didn't plug it in. Is total average is 52.3.
Wow. But that's with the first half not plugging
the first
in.
Tank was not plugging in at all.
That's incredible. Yeah.
It's like a whole new game that we're playing.
That's a different game for sure. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Wow.
Send us the hybrids. That would be what I would say. Mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, back to Instagram. Instagram and Facebook. So we've talked about this. I will just hop on I'm going to do Facebook first. Technically, we said do it on Instagram, but people don't listen to our show, so they just do it wherever they want.
Right.
So technically, if you commented here, you're probably disqualified. But we'll see. So our buddy DJ, who won the decanter set.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
He says he listens to it for my voice.
Oh. So DJ, close your eyes. Can you tell the difference between the two of us?
I'm the sexy one. I don't know what that means. Lauren says sometimes she listens, but have you seen the list of sides at Black Eyed Pea?
Oh.
So she's pandering to the order.
Yeah, I like that.
By the way, you know what I had for dinner last night?
Black Eyed Pea?
Yep.
What?
Oh, God, it was good. Guess what I had? You'll never
Chicken fried
guess.
steak.
Chicken fried steak. And
was it the Texas chicken fried steak?
I don't know. It was just a chicken fried steak.
The Texas chicken fried steak is the entire plate. It actually hangs over the plate. And then everything else is on another
We got ours to
plate.
go because we wanted to hang out in our backyard. So mine was not Texas size.
Okay.
Mine was not a gigantor.
The Texas size, what you can do, you take everything else that comes on the other plate, put it on the chicken fried steak, roll it up, and then eat that.
I would love a Texas fried steak burrito.
Yes.
Texas. Let's call it a Texas roll up. That's genius.
Yeah.
It could be a 7-layer dip.
Oh,
right. Where as you're eating it front to back, then that's inappropriate. But it could change flavor, right? You could go from having the hot jalapeno gravy to the normal gravy to the cream corn to the broccoli casserole to the mac and cheese.
please tell me there's some fried okra somewhere.
My two sides were black eyed peas
Nice.
and fried okra.
Excellent.
And they were delightful.
Perfect.
But I got the normal gravy. Lauren got the jalapeno gravy. Jalapeno gravy all the way.
I like the normal.
Nope, you're wrong. Because the jalapenos, it's fresh jalapenos in it,
Oh, they've changed it then.
and they're not over. It wasn't overly hot. It
Right.
just had that like
It's the
warmth.
flavor. It's
Oh
the flavor
man,
of the jalapeno.
God, that was good.
Yeah.
So
They've changed it then. That
yeah,
does sound
no,
delicious.
that was delightful. Lauren got the like 17 sides. She had red beans and rice.
What?
That was
Really?
awesome. Yeah. And a bunch of other stuff. Some kind of weird squashy thing that she loved. And I don't know. I'm not into
Squashy thing.
squashy thing. I'm not into that. But man, we had a fantastic experience.
That's great.
So
you made it through 2 comments.
well, I just had to. Maybe
that's the only 2.
By the way, this is a paid advertisement.
Yes.
The Black Eyed Pea is paying you for us to talk about this.
Excellent.
We're not getting dollars,
Right.
But somebody gets a gift card. Nick listens for entertainment and to support us.
Okay. Thank you,
that.
Nick.
Yep. Brendan likes your giggles.
Hey. Me too.
Steve only listens for our intro track.
Oh, did he write it?
No.
Oh.
But he likes listening to Lewis.
Oh, good.
So I posted Lewis's Weezer
Oh, yes.
comment on that. So maybe we'll circle back to that after everybody's tuned out. All right, over to Instagram. This is the important ones. These are the people that are actually eligible for the gift card win. Lindsay says Ross would leave me if I didn't listen.
Oh, well.
Live, love, Porsche.
Yeah.
Heart.
Hey, follow. Yeah, follow those words.
That's a good one.
That is a
I
good
like
one.
that. The Garage Report says because they let my son sit in a Porsche, which thankfully he did not poop in.
Thankfully.
Also, John is tall and Justin has a beard. So he's explaining he knows who we are. I appreciate that. I love that he also says, you're not tall. Because in another world you would be, but not next to this guy.
Hey, I'm huge in Japan.
Yeah, exactly. This one I think is the winner, but since they're not here, when they come back to the U.S., we'll just take them to Black Eyed Pea. So our friends, the GT3 RS Twins Tour,
oh, heck yeah.
They said that we order a 992 GT2 RS with European Union specs, paint to sample, in Colorado Springs delivery.
Excellent.
What a flip is that?
That's awesome.
Right? We could take delivery here in Leipzig where we are. But we're going to let's do a Euro car. We're going to order it from you guys. We're going to take delivery there. That sounds awesome.
That's pretty special.
And they're going to take their first drive for a Valentine's Day dinner at the Black Eyed Pea.
Awesome.
So,
yes.
I don't think that's Valentine's Day next year.
Yeah. We'll
Or
sit
next year.
We can sit at a different table. They can have their own.
I'd take them to Valentine's Day dinner. They're awesome.
They are awesome.
But I don't think the GT2 RS is coming.
To us?
No, right now.
Oh, right now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we're.
Unless they know something.
I think we're a couple Valentine's days is away.
Okay.
That's my 2 cents.
That's all right. We'll get there.
Well, we gotta put a pause on this. Anybody wanting to know who's the winner, you gotta wait a little longer because there's been this rumor about Porsche having a big spend for marketing at the Quail. And initially it was there's going to be a new hypercar.
Right.
That got squashed.
Yeah.
It's probably not a new hypercar.
Sure.
Okay. It's the new Macan rear-wheel drive in the 4S that they just announced. Yeah, no, it's not that.
Right.
It's the Boxster and Cayman electric. No, it's actually not. It's not. It's some new special exclusive manufacturer 911. Nope, it's not that. What is it? It's the new GT2 RS. I can't tell you anymore. So is it? No, it's not. It's not a GT2 RS because they're not going to release the Mega before the lead up. How do you do that, right? How do you say this is the best one? And then you go, this one's almost as good. This one's almost as good as that. You don't back down. They're not going to change the order, and they're not going to release a 992.1 GT2 RS.
Right.
Because we're on 992.2 now. You're not going to just sneak one last one in.
Right.
So, what do you bet?
What's it going to be?
Yeah.
The 992.2 GT3. I don't know. I'm just trying to play out, I mean, historically,
Yep.
you're
That's
right.
That's a good arc.
So the first time that I remember a Turbo S coming out before the Turbo was in 2014. Turbo S's were hitting the ground before the regular Turbo was, which to me was backwards, right? That was weird.
I like this thought a little bit.
The GT3.
No, I like the Turbo S.
Oh.
I like the Turbo S idea. I think we're too early, though.
It is very
because
early.
It's going to be I think whatever they're talking about has to be a model year 26.
Right. Which,
And
if
it
that's
has
the
to-
case, I mean, I haven't been able to read up. Are they going to do a 50-year turbo?
Oh. Ding, ding, ding.
A 76 turbo. So, but it's 76 in the U.S.
Yeah, I think 75.
So
I think you nailed it, because part of what the Quails, part of their big thing this year is 50 years of Porsche 911 Turbo.
Oh, okay.
So I think you found it.
Okay.
There's going to be a special edition Turbo.
Cool.
Turbo S of some kind.
Cool.
Man, you know what's funny is we just talked through that. You just you nailed it. You're 100% right.
Hey,
I got $20 on that.
you get go. Let me know. Send me pictures.
Yeah, I will. Yep. Lewis will be there early.
Oh yeah. Right.
He got press pass.
No way.
He got a press pass.
That came through.
Yep.
That's good. Good for Lewis.
I don't know if I can go in. So this literally might be us dropping Lewis off at 8 at the Quail and just telling him, go ahead.
He's got a cell phone.
He's got a cell phone.
So he's all right.
He knows the journalists. Mm-hmm. He knows a lot of them. He's met
them.
Gordon Murray. Mm-hmm. So, like, worst case, some crazy pedophile is chasing you around. Just go find Gordon Murray and be like, that guy's trying to touch me bad. And I guarantee you it will be fine. Right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and plus all the other people that he knows, I think he'd be in his element.
I think so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Did we talk about what I put on his press credentials?
No.
Underage influencer.
Nice. That's awesome.
I'm hoping it's printed.
Yeah, that's great, dude.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah. Anyway, I'm a proud father.
Underage influencer.
Colin has my personal favorite.
Okay.
He listens to us for our famous bent carrot advertisements. It's been a while.
It has been a while.
I won't say it again without a sponsor.
Right.
But that's that's one of my proudest first dibs moments is that episode and the feedback that came from that.
Right.
Doug, he likes listening to us because we talk about what to do in Minnesota.
Oh, that's Mm-hmm.
So what I would ask him is, when was the last time you were in Minnesota? Like, let's go.
Yeah, right.
Let's go do this. Let's go experience some of these things. And I think what I'm going to give as the winner, so Mr. BJP 719, you need to get us your address, direct message us somewhere, and we're going to send you a gift card for the Black Eyed Pea. But he listens because of guilt. Because John and Justin have been good to me, and I didn't buy either of my Porsches from them. So until the next purchase, which I will do at Porsche Colorado Springs, I owe it to you to spend my Friday nights with you guys. Fortunately for me, it's been enjoyable. I don't think there was a more honest answer than that.
That's pretty
like,
good.
yeah, you guilted me into it. I don't know, but
That's awesome.
So we appreciate everybody interacting with us. That was really fun.
Absolutely.
So we'll do it again.
Yeah.
We've got another one coming up. We'll figure out a cool way to give that away.
For sure.
But
So we'll message.
Yeah.
We'll message
he's
him.
listening right now.
Oh, awesome.
He's on there. Yeah.
Yep. So we'll message him to get the details and where to send that out. We'll get it sent out
Yep.
tomorrow or Monday. What else do you have?
We can do COD postage, right?
It's like a collect call.
Yeah. It's $100 stamp.
That's really fun. That's awesome. Thank you everyone that participated in that, and we look forward
And
to
go
giving
check
away.
out our friends at the Black Eyed Pea.
Absolutely.
It was one of those like delightful meals that we had. We were sitting out on my back deck and eating country fried steak. They cut their own hamburgers. They grind their own beef.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And if you are 78 years old or older, they have liver and onions on their menu and they sell a lot of them. So like go check out the liver and onions at the Black Eyed Pea. The onions cut out the bloody flavor. That's what they're there for.
Okay.
So
Awesome.
anyway, did we sell out enough on that?
I think you
We
did
did
good.
okay? All
yeah.
right, cool.
Yeah, I think you did good.
So thanks to Black Eyed Pea for
thank
hooking
you.
up our listeners. We really appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Let's see. I like your socks. Those are cool. Pasha. I bet that's the interior.
Oh,
I got another $20 on the
I
interior.
thought you were saying it because it says Porsche.
Yeah, but that's the
But
pattern.
that's the
It's
type
Pasha.
of pattern. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's hard to find good help around here.
good. It
If
is.
anybody has any experience hosting a podcast, we're looking for a
Right. A
for
co-host
some
and a producer.
replacements.
Yeah.
No, but how much fun would it be if Porsche did that? To me, it makes 100% sense. How did nobody else crack this code yet? It's a special Heritage Edition Turbo or Turbo S. I'm not sure which.
Sure.
Commemorating 70 or 50 years
50
of
years.
the Porsche 911 Turbo.
Right.
And what do you think? Ice green? Could be that'd be pretty sick.
That would
with
be
like
cool. With the turbo decal down the rear quarter.
and a big tan interior with
Yeah.
tan and white Pasha up the centers.
Oh man.
Sick. Absolutely.
be cool.
So there's precedent for this. We're going to do some, they did one 50th anniversary 911 Turbo S
Right.
for Seinfeld
Yeah.
with Fuchs,
Yeah.
with the Fuchs style wheels. And they made 1963 of the standard 50th anniversary 991s, which are sick cars. Those are amazing. But they made one with turbo fitment
Yeah.
on the wheels and stuff. So that's what it's going to be. It's going to be Fuchs wheels, ice green, and tan. So it's going to be the Sport Classic interior, but without the pinstriping. They're going to put Pasha
That's cool.
down the center.
That would be really cool. That's a pretty hot car.
Ooh, buddy.
Yeah.
Yeah. How many are they going to make?
At 1906. Wait, no, 1975.
150. 150 coupes, 150 cabs.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think Porsche has definitely learned that if they put it out there, people are going to buy it. So,
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't know. We're going to find out.
All right. Well, we've ran over. For anybody that's listening, hey, Brian's listening right now, and he said he won.
That's awesome.
Yeah, congrats, buddy.
Yeah, congrats.
Way to suck up. But anyway, for the First Dibs podcast, I'm John,
I'm Justin.
and we don't have an outro song, so we'll talk to you next week.
Keep it real, San Diego.
You know what that means? Spanish for something.
Good night.